Video lesson 4.3, Mali. So our question that we're going to focus on here is, what were the origins and defining characteristics of the Kingdom of Mali? So this is going to build upon what we studied in class today. So Mali was founded by the Mandinka people, and this is named as such because this group had a common language named Mandinka, and so that's why they are the Mandinka people. So they were existing at the same time as Ghana. So Ghana was just right around here. So you can see the city of Ghana, and we know present-day Ghana is down here, but the civilization of Ghana is up here. So these people realized that this land, and if they connected it to the west here, to the ocean and to the Senegal River, all the way to the Niger River over here in the east, that they would be able to have a lot of transportation and availability for trade, which in turn would give them the ability to provide for a large population. They had a very impressive agricultural production. Remember, up here is the Sahara, this is the desert, this is where people don't really live. Down here is savanna, so it's kind of temperate climate, so they can definitely farm down here, especially by all these river valleys. And because of that, there's also lots of commerce. So they have, you can see all of the goods. So again, we have our gold, salt, trans-Sahara trade coming through here. All of these textiles and gold coming out of here, and they were kind of right in the center of all of this trade. So they had lots and lots of commerce, which means business or economy. So the key leader is Sundiata Keita. He is who you read the epic of, or the very long story of. That's where the word epic comes from. And he really grew to power due to imperial conquest and expansion. So after he took over kind of the smaller portion of the Ghanaian Empire, he then continued to expand this empire into the vast territory known as the Kingdom of Mali. And he made his home in Timbuktu, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. The second most famous ruler is Mansa Musa, and actually Mansa Musa might be even more famous than Sundiata. So Mansa Musa, I believe he was 2 after Sundiata. He is said to be the richest man who has ever lived on earth. He was fantastically wealthy. He had so much gold because he controlled all of that gold and salt trade. And one of the things he also did, other than his wealth, was he divided his empire into provinces with member of the royal family in each province. So very similar to that setup of the Inca that we read about earlier this year, in terms of that they had kind of those administrators in each of these provinces or districts. The other thing that's very important about Mansa Musa is that he was a Muslim, and he was really the first Muslim king of Mali. You read about in those primary sources that there were many, many Muslims who lived in the Kingdom of Mali, but the king himself was not Muslim until Mansa Musa. And that is different from the Ghanaian Empire, because in Ghana we had, the king was not Muslim, but there was a section of the town that was reserved for Muslims to protect them. So we saw that that religion was being protected and being respected, but it was not the religion of the king himself, nor was it forced upon people. Mansa Musa also did not force the religion of Islam onto others, but he himself was Muslim, and he did change the society to reflect those beliefs. So one of the most important ways was that he took his pilgrimage to Mecca, known as the Hajj. Remember, that's one of the 5 pillars of Islam, in 1324 and 1325 CE. So you can see this dotted line on this map up here. This is his route that he took to get to Mecca. So a very long journey, but he also kind of followed along those trade routes, and as well as he stopped in this salt mine here, and he had a lot of gold with him. And basically, along his way there and back, he gave away so much gold that he lowered the worldwide value. Basically, something is valuable because you can't have it, and not everybody can have it, right? So he gave it away so that it was kind of an ordinary object. So people stopped valuing gold because he was just giving it away. So not only did he give away all this gold, it lowers the worldwide value of gold, but he's also interacting with many societies and different kinds of people, and he is really the one to put Mali on the map. So he really, by traveling to Mecca and taking this Hajj, makes Mali an empire that is known throughout the world, not just in his part of the world. So even though other people were connected to this area, really only if you traveled here did you really know about Mali. So now, people who were the major travelers to the Muslims knew also about this second Islamic empire called Mali. When he returned to Timbuktu, which is the capital here, he began constructing mosques because he wanted to emphasize his religion. So many more people became Muslim because of that, and Timbuktu became a thriving, trading, diverse, cultural and academic city. So remember, if he has all these rich connections to the Islamic Empire, this is right at the height of the Abbasids. So this is during that Golden Age time period. So people would be able to travel to Mali, speak in Arabic, trade their goods there, share in their culture, and really create this rich cultural atmosphere. Additionally, scholars were also living in Timbuktu, and they created libraries because now they could read and write in Arabic because they were Muslim and needed to read the Quran. So there are some kind of connections and kind of indirect effects of this of Mansa Musa becoming a Muslim here. All right, so that is the end of it, and remember that your map quiz is next class on the round 2 countries of Africa, and the above and beyond countries are going to be extra credit.